The Method of Macrobius, the author of Saturnalia and several volumes, he lived on the brink of the age, 4th and 5th centuries, when Christianity already gained plenty of footing. Well, his method was to ignore Judeo-Christianity completely and to preserve the Greco-Roman heritage to the utmost possibility. And I think this method is valid in modern sense. That if you're surrounded by fanatics and bigots, you ignore them, treat them like squeals of the swine upon the tinder, and pursue your civilized, hidden commitments and loyalties. In other words, you do not engage in petty quarrels or antagonisms, even if the fanatics proselytizing try to antagonize you. You ignore them. The method is to develop the finest philosophies, theologies, essential commitments and veritabilities, avoiding the whole idea of Judaism, the God, the Jewish God, of Christianity and the Jewish Jesus, of everything that Christianity developed in their framework throughout centuries. It's not to destroy them or destroy their symbols. It's pointless. The point is that you pave the way. You pave the way by being a strong person that is developing those hidden philosophies, theologies further. Otherwise, if you get entangled with endless fights and turf battles with Judeo-Christians, you are bound to lose. They will outman you, outshout you, and bury you in a sea of lies. You will strangle yourself to death by fighting with those idiots. Hence, here is Judeo-Christianity, you throw it to the bin, and you pursue your path. Europe was in heavens, hidden always. Just because the lowly Judeo-Christian idiots created some architectures and brainwashing devices below means nothing to gods. Don't turn gods into demons. They will ignore you. Therefore, Judeo-Christianity cut the link between mortals and ontological realities of divinities, replacing it with a Jewish godling and a Jew on the cross. So, this is just to elucidate certain factors in favor of hidden paths. Any non-Abrahamic paths, non-Jewish, non-Christian, non-Islamic. You are not replying to those pigs calling you a Judas, Antichrist, and all this shit. They're just squeals upon the air, without content, like pebbles. Now the wise man sees it as pebbles that are worthless and of no value, as a charm campaign of brainwashing with words that are often tied with emotions. And usually they expect that if they indoctrinate a man in self-flagellating conscientia of their making, their indoctrinated shame, their indoctrinated guilt, if you are raised as a child in this religion, you will revert back to the slavery of Judeo-Christian shit belief systems. Alas, if from childhood you are being raised as a heathen boy, if you break away from this religion and then enter pagan brotherhoods and sisterhoods, then the indoctrination is as good as trying to convert a highly intelligent, sophisticated Hindi person. If a Agori in India is meditating in the graveyard and a Christian approaches him saying him, "You're the devil, convert to our Jewish God or our Jewish Jesus," he doesn't get it, or he says, "Phew, phew, phew." Right? It is so with every decent-minded, intelligent person. When a Jew or a Christian attempts to convert him, usually Christians, Jews are not proselytizing too much. So whenever they approach a heathen, likewise, they are trying to use all the invectives or the social engineering or the minor tech magic in order to convert that person and to chase him into kneeling to their Jew. Now what you can do is say, go away, Christian Jews. And that won't work because they will keep offending you and assailing you. But you have a solid path of philosophy greater than Judeo-Christian philosophy, of theology greater than Judeo-Christian theology, of a path more virtuous than anything Judeo-Christians were capable of inventing throughout the centuries. And you may expose their irrationalities, their stupidity, and their backwardness, or simply ignore them. Therefore, to build a strong, robust, hidden, intellective mindset, you need to study philosophy, theology of the ancients. Also, you may study Judeo-Christian theology, historicity, and philosophy in order to debunk them as nonsense, as complete bullshit, comparing to the ancient hidden theologies that you developed, for example, from classical times, throughout the centuries of civilized Hellenism, Kemetism, Roman philosophies, and so on, so on. It is up for the taking, as long as you are capable of studying, learning insightfully, in depth, and contacting with the gods to re-establish the bridging between yourself as a mortal and the e pluribus unum, or the pluralities above and within the anima mundi, the world soul. So, this method works. You may at times be assaulted by Judeo-Christian mongrels that aggressively try to tie you to the whatever, Jew on the cross, whatever they call it. However, if you retort with anger and wrath, and you will be angry at these, rightfully angry at those idiots trying to convert you to a philosophy, theology of morons, because they're offending your intellect and your dignity as such. Still, that won't work because you will entangle yourself with the subject of your disliking and antagonism. And then it's a loop of chasing with them and their swine cohorts, flying swines that are chasing their own tails. So, ignore Judeo-Christian bullshit, develop superior philosophies, theologies, connect with the gods, and bite through this rotten meat in order to arrive at the illumined times, away from Judeo-Christian nonsense. Pure reason revolution, even if solitarily. Thank you.